International Conference of the Great Lakes Region, that is ICGLR. And he has implemented peace agreements between the 12 African states. And that was just before he entered Parliament. In Parliament, he represents the wonderful people of Nyabshozi, where one of the panelists here is a registered voter. He also is the chair of the Parliamentary Committee on Defense and Internal Affairs. And on top of that, he is a member of the Parliamentary Committee on Legal and Drafting. Is it called Legal and Drafting?
It's actually Legal and Parliamentary Affairs.
Legal and Parliamentary Affairs.
But actually, I'm a member of the Committee on National Economy.
And he's a member of the Committee on National Economy, Defense and Internal Affairs, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. He's a very serious legislator. And he's right now in the headlines because he's passing this law on sovereignty. And so before we start the main conversation, allow me first of all to welcome you to this conversation.
Yes.
Honorable Kajwenje, is called the Judicial Service Conversations. It
Yes.
is otherwise known as the Parliament also. It is also a parliament, and it's known as the Parliament of the Lawyers. Now, it was first called the Parliament of the Bar. However, people who are frequent in the bar objected on the ground that bars have many parliaments. And so we should be clear that we are not part of their parliaments in the bars, because they felt that their debates were more lively for obvious reasons. And so we became the Parliament of the Lawyers. And so on behalf of the listeners to Judicial Service Conversations, allow me to welcome you to this conversation and to thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Councillor Ellison Karuhanga, for inviting me here to the Parliament of the Lawyers. You have kindly introduced me. I thank you so much. That was very kind of you. My name is Wilson Kajwenje. What Ellison did not say is that I am heavily married with very many children. Apart from being heavily, I'm also happily married with a beautiful wife and many children. Pleased being here and discussing with the lawyers about the Protection of Sovereignty Bill 2026, Bill number 13 of 2026. First and foremost, this is not so strange.
The bill is not so strange.
Apparently not.
Let's get to the bill. Before we get to the bill.
Yes.
It was me. Maybe just before we get to the bill and how strange or not so strange it is, as the tradition here is on the Judicial Service Conversations, whenever we receive a guest, people want to know more about you. Yes, we have heard, and clearly we now know that what makes you tick is Mrs. Kajwenje. But just for proper records, we shall ask the question nonetheless. Our usual beginning question is, who are you?
Yes.
And what makes you tick? So, many people here may not know the Honorable Wilson Kajwenje. So if you were to describe yourself, if you were to say the things, I know you've just come from an exercise where you've been describing yourself a lot to the people of Nyabshozi, and congratulations on being successfully elected
Thank you.
to the 12th Parliament. But now, assume these are not voters. How would you describe yourself? What is it about Kajwenje, the Honorable?
Well, thank you so much. If you're looking for a servant, I'm here. If you're looking for a humble human being who feels for others, who puts in an extra mile to make life better, not for myself, but also for the rest of humanity, I am here. I am a listener. I am a learner. I love learning and unlearning all the time. I'm a reader. I exercise my mind through reading. I love challenges. I am a people's representative, not only those of Nyabushozi, but also other Ugandans as well. I may not reach each and everyone, but wherever you are, if you're watching or listening, consider me your representative. I shall gladly accept with humility and take it on. In brief, that's who I am. Thank you.
So there you have it. The Honorable Kajwenje is our representative, all of us. And in fact, you have reminded us of Edmund Burke. There was an MP called Edmund Burke who once said that he was telling his constituents were disturbing him. Of course, yours don't disturb you. But his were disturbing him, and he told them that, you people, yes, you elected me MP for Bristol. Yes, you elected me in Bristol. But then I went to Parliament. I did not become a member of Bristol. I became a member
Of Parliament. Exactly.
So, as a member of Parliament, you are the Parliament is for all of us who are here.
Correct.
And that is precisely why we are here. We are here because all of us who are here are sovereign. The Constitution gave us sovereignty. In England, the sovereign is the king. In Uganda, the sovereign is the listener to the judicial service conversation. So, can you first tell us why a sovereignty bill? What was in this bill? What is this bill about? We are concerned. I'll tell you that on these conversations we've had, I think this is the third one. And what's up with this law? Why this law? What is this law about? You're telling us it's not strange. So maybe just break it down for us, the strangeness or lack of strangeness of sovereign as our representative, all of us, and especially mine.
Okay. Thank you so much, Council Ellison, and to you.
You have to unmute. Unmute.
No.
You're muted.
Yes. Unmute. Mic is on now. Thank you so much, Ellison, and to you, listeners and viewers, and each and everyone following us on this judicial service conversation. Judicial conversations.
Yes.
Okay. First, let's understand how laws are made. The sovereign are the people. The sovereignty of the people. They entrust their sovereignty with the state, in this case, read cabinet, to govern on their behalf. Every 5 years, they renew their mandate, whether they still want this cabinet to continue or not. In this case, for Uganda, they have recently renewed the mandate of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni under the NRM government. And government drafts laws in form of proposals on how they want to govern. Okay? Either protecting the sovereignty of the people from where they sit, the threats they see and they get. And they bring such proposals to Parliament. Parliament is a parliament of people's representatives.
Yes.
Article 79 of our Constitution says no law can pass unless it has been passed by Parliament. Why Parliament? People's representatives.
Yes.
So through your members of Parliament, you participate in legislating, choosing how you are going to be governed. So this law, or this bill, call it a bill, it came from cabinet, drafted by cabinet, sponsored by a line minister who is going to implement it. In this case, it came through Ministry of Internal Affairs. Of course, as always, assisted by the Attorney General.
Because it's the first parliamentary council.
Absolutely. And as the law demands, on the 15th of April, the Protection of Sovereignty Bill 2026 was read on the floor of Parliament for the first time.
Okay.
And our rules of procedure say once the law is read for the first time.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Just go back there. Many of us don't know what that means.
Yes. Okay. This means, so cabinet comes up with a proposal.
Yes.
It must take it to Parliament.
Yes.
Now, when it's Parliament, of course, through the Speaker, it is put on the order paper that Cabinet wishes. That in Parliament, that is called business of Parliament.
Okay.
So it is put on the order paper. You see that government would wish that Parliament enacts this law. In this case, on the 15th of April, the Protection of Sovereignty Bill 2026 was read. Allowed, the minister is invited on the floor of Parliament on the microphone, and he reads
the whole bill.
No, the title.
Okay.
Okay.
And by this time, you've never seen this bill before.
Well, it has been printed and distributed in each one's pigeonhole.
Okay.
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 So you can read as the minister is introducing it. You have a copy as a member of Parliament.
Okay.
You are reading through. But I can say that even before that, a week before, was it a week or so, as members of Parliament who subscribed to the NRM, while at Entebbe, during our caucus, monthly caucus, this bill was, the idea was told to us as members of Parliament. So we knew that government was bringing...
That something is coming.
Is coming on the floor of Parliament.
Something is on the way.
Yes. So, but we didn't have opportunity to debate it then. So, indeed, on the 14th of April, it was read for the first time. Now, reading a bill for the first time, you don't go into details. No, it's a formality. The minister is called on the microphone, stands up, and presents the bill. Right, Honorable Speaker?
It's a ritual.
It's a ritual. And once that is done, also the rules of procedure, Rule 135 says once a bill is read for the first time on the floor of Parliament, the Speaker refers the bill to the relevant committee of Parliament.
Okay.
And the rules say a committee of Parliament has 45 days within which to report back on the floor of Parliament. So what does the committee of Parliament, having received the bill, do? Or what does, or in this case, the Speaker put two committees together, because the bill was sponsored by the Minister of Internal Affairs. The relevant committee is the Committee of Defense, and
which you chair.
Which I proudly chair. And so they also brought the Committee of Legal and Parliamentary Affairs and put them together, but made sure the lead committee was Defense and Internal Affairs.
Okay.
So we were jointly given that assignment, and to report to the committee within 45 days.
To report to the House.
To report to the House within 45 working days. Of course, you can stay with the bill for 45 days or more. However, the rules demand that when you spend more than 45 days, you come back on the floor of Parliament and request for extension of time.
Okay.
There is no law that says you must spend with a law for this number of days.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, tax bills that are enacted annually, because they must accompany each budget, they are processed in 2-3 days. And they are brought back, reported on the committee and passed. So in this case, on the 14th, the bill was given to us. We had an in-house, the two committees. We drafted an agenda and a roadmap. We decided that looking at the importance of this bill, it was important that we bring on board stakeholders to see their views.
We kept seeing, sorry to keep interrupting you, we kept seeing as the public that bill going on the order paper for second and third reading. So you invited us to give our comments on a Friday, but we saw that Parliament was rushing to pass the bill.
No, that was, of course, then people don't understand what the order paper means. The order paper is a property of the Speaker. They can make 24 items and it is number 24. For purposes of knowing that this is on the order paper, but does not mean you have to debate it on that day. It still remains within the powers of the Speaker to call it when it is ready to be debated. So I think that's what confused majority of the people.
Yes.
It kept appearing on the order paper, but it was never number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
It was never discussed.
It was never discussed. It was always among the last items, and urgent ones were considered. And that's how order papers. You can decide to have an order paper of 4 items for a day. You can also have 20 items on the order paper.
And handle one.
Yeah, and handle one and go home.
So anyway, so back to what you are saying. So as a committee, you decide to invite stakeholders.
Yes. So and how do we invite stakeholders? We put an advert in the dailies. In this case, the Monitor newspaper and the New Vision. We invited stakeholders, home and away, to forward their memoranda through the office of the clerk. And indeed, they were coming in like rain.
People were commenting on the bill.
I can tell you,
They were unhappy.
Yes, the Ugandans in the diaspora, for example, reached out to me. One of them is online.
He was also on the space here.
Engineer Brian Kwesiga Mushana.
Yeah, he was also here on the space.
He also appeared before the committee.
He appeared before both parliaments. The one of the
One
Parliament
online,
of the Nation
exactly.
and the Parliament of the Lawyers.
Yes. No, he also Parliament of the Nation. He appeared. He's a gumite man. He's not a joke.
Or he appeared online.
Absolutely. So I'm coming to that. So Engineer Brian Mushana, Gloria Narule, and another Tony. The Ugandans in diaspora also reached out to me. Personally, privately, I can't say personally, privately, and I gave them the contact of my clerk. They used that to forward their own presentation. So we received, I think, in total, 250 memoranda. Amazing.
250?
Yes. Amazing. So we decided we negotiated with the Speaker, and the Speaker was okay with us. Said, let's give these people another week, etc. Because when the advert came out, we're calling them, I think, after 4 days. We gave them another week. And after 1 week, we now said, those who could access Parliament physically, they are most welcome. We opened our gates, and on day 1, it was amazing. Majority entered. And so how did we conclude that? First come, first served. But at least we made sure that we entertained the leader of opposition so that he could go on and continue with the business in the House. So who are these people who appeared before us? It would be important that people listening, or members of this Parliament, gets to know. And I presented them in my report. And for purposes of this, I can give it out.
So the bill had a lot of interest, and you have all these people appearing before you.
Yes. And who are these people?
Yes.
First of all, so we had government and public institutions, or you can call actors with statutory mandates or constitutional roles, appeared before us. Like Bank of Uganda, you saw the governor with his team, governor himself, like Financial Intelligence Authority, like National Planning Authority, Human Rights Commission, Parliamentary.
All these are government agents.
Yes, they came.
So when they're writing a law as government, don't they talk?
Well, now, when you call a cabinet minister here, ask that question. Okay. I'm not a member. I'm only a member of Parliament.
And they all seem to have opposed the bill as it was drafted.
They all seemed to have an idea or two to improve.
To improve the bill. Okay.
To improve the bill.
They give feedback for improvement.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So then Uganda Law Society, Then East African Law Society, the Law Development Center, Center for Constitutional Governance, independent legal practitioners appeared. Alliance, political parties, ANT, Alliance for National Transformation, the oldest party, UPC, is it the oldest or DP? UPC appeared, NUP appeared, Forum for Democratic Change appeared, People's Front for Freedom appeared, the leader of opposition himself appeared for the committee. Then the Chambers of Commerce appeared, Kampala Arcade Traders, amazing, because these are now ordinary businessmen and ladies concerned. They are saying their money, how do they go to China and take out money and bring in money and all that. Kampala City Traders Association, Kasita, appeared. Uganda Small Scale Industries Association appeared. Uganda National Traders Association appeared.
Okay.
The Gen Zs. Then
we have them here. Alfred here is a Gen Z.
They are represented here. Wonderful. So they appeared. I was happy to note we have an association of content creators.
Yes.
In Uganda, an association of payment service providers. They appeared. The bankers, the human rights people, Uganda Forex Bureau and Money Remittances Association appeared. Then Ugandans in the diaspora through their global forum that I told you about. So we decided to entertain each group, give them time to read their memoranda, would ask questions. Remember, this is a sitting of two committees. Would interact with them, ask questions, see where they are uncomfortable with the bill, and what their proposals for improvement were.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And we noted humongous interest in the bill. Others would come extremely angry, as if it is a law already.
So humongous concern.
And then we assured them that, look, a bill is but a set of proposals. It's not law yet. We can actually change it the way you want. And we interacted with them and asked, so how would you want it to be improved? And they helped us a great deal. Telecom companies appeared, National Broadcasters Association, media practitioners.
Maybe you'll allow me to interject here.
Yes.
The question then is, if you're just joining us, welcome to the Judicial Service Conversations. We're having a quick rundown on the law. But now the question then is, this bill that generated all this interest, what was the story of the bill? Why did the bill have all that interest?
Okay. What
was in that bill? You see, why we're asking this question is, we have all read the bill. Under this bill, Brian here came and told us, here on these Judicial Service Conversations, that his sovereignty we can protect, but it has made him a foreigner.
Yes.
Yet he's a Ugandan. Somebody asked, he told us actually that there are 16 million transactions from the diaspora.
And they are contributing $2.4
billion to
our coffers.
He has been made a foreigner. Someone else told us that if someone sent money to his girlfriend, one of these guys, she would immediately become an agent.
Or the other way around.
Of a foreigner. If the guy in the diaspora...
Don't girlfriends send to their boyfriends?
Yeah.
Okay.
According to someone in the audience here, absolutely. Then apart from that, you had the chambers, the different chambers of mines, of commerce, of industry.
So why were they concerned?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, now I can take you through what I can term as contentious issues that were contained in the bill and that we have surgically removed, improved, smoothened the rough edges, and now turned it into a smooth law that we passed yesterday, and hopefully that is going to be enacted, because that's another process now into law. So first, clause 1 was the bone of contention. Clause 1 of the bill deals with interpretation, and this is the a clause that defines, including a foreigner and an agent of a foreigner. So the issues raised by stakeholders are that the definitions were over broad. They included Ugandans abroad, NGOs, businesses, all of them at risk of regulatory contamination. We got this from the Law Development Center. They were looking at
the regulations are being contaminated.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to look at it.
So the term is regulatory contamination.
Yes, that term I need to give credit to the students of the Law Development Center. When they appeared, they're the ones who gave us that term.
Yes.
Yes. So kudos to them. They are adding on to the.
I know someone who would claim that they are doctrinally perpendicular.
Oh, almost like that.
Yes.
So clause 2, which normally is the application of the bill, applied to the acts to agents of foreigners engaged in influence-related activities.
So clause 1 defines the terms.
Absolutely.
Clause 2 says who this law
applies to.
Captures.
Captures.
Application of the law. Who falls under it?
Yes. So we found that the key issues that all these stakeholders raised were that the clause does not effectively limit scope, that it may capture lawful activities.
It was omnipresent.
Absolutely. Abundantly ambiguous.
And regulatory contaminated.
Especially between the intent and drafting. And we listened. Clause 3, which deals with administration and functions of the department. Summary of that was that it assigns implementation to a minister and security department. The issues raised were that it was giving excessive centralization and powers and overlap.
So the bill gives huge definitions.
Yes. It gave excessive powers to the minister.
Definitions. Then it applied. The application was too wide, so the definition is too wide.
Absolutely.
The application is too wide.
Yes.
And the minister's powers are too much.
Too much.
He was like a headmaster.
Yes. He could declare you. The minister could declare you a foreigner or non-foreigner at will.
At will.
We listened. The other was clause 5, which talks about sovereignty of the people.
And the minister could also allow you to bring in money.
Yeah.
So he was going to be very rich.
Stop you from or stop you from, we stopped before you became one, so you missed out. Ellison.
Yes.
Do you have such ambitions?
To be what?
Minister of Internal Affairs.
No, I was looking at this bill. And a few people who they needed to declare foreigners. But
who were candidates already. So clause 5 deals with sovereignty of the people. It criminalizes. I'm now talking about the old bill, because the new bill now is completely different, transformed. Criminalizes promotion of foreign interests against Uganda. So what did stakeholders' views, what were their views? They said it's too broad, too vague to be standard, and stands a risk of criminalizing even legitimate conduct. We listened. Clause 6, which addresses government functions. The problem, it restricts non-state non-state actors from performing government functions. So when stakeholders were interacting with this, they told us it is overly restrictive. It affects non-government organizations.
This was clause
6.
It is a terrible clause.
Very.
I hope it was amended.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Surgically.
Because that clause made it illegal to do anything in Uganda. Because it said any person.
Yes.
So that one extended beyond the definition.
Yeah.
To all Ugandans
all
now.
Ugandans.
We're not allowed to comment on government policy.
Yes.
Or build hospitals. Or yeah.
Also, the stakeholders raised issues to do with that it was overly restrictive. It affects non-government organizations with well intentions. Then private sector and development partners. We listened. Clause 7 to 8 of the bill, and when I say the bill in this case, I'm addressing the old bill.
It's now a law.
Yeah, not the law. Development and implementation of policy. Summary of it is that it centralizes policy formulation and implementation in honorary government. So the stakeholders, majority of them voiced out that it limits participation, it restricts legitimate advocacy and collaboration. Clause 9 to 10 addresses foreign policy and promotion of it. Of course, it regulates foreign policy influence and prohibits unauthorized promotion. Stakeholders voiced the risk of limiting academic, diplomatic, and civic discourse in this case.
So maybe let me cut you a bit short there.
Yes.
Just so we have how many clauses does the bill have?
30.
30 clauses.
Yes.
Is there a clause which stakeholders were not annoyed of?
Yes, about 3 of them.
Which one? Maybe first take
I think clause 29, clause 20.
So
yes.
Okay, so many stakeholders are concerned about
almost
the entire bill.
Part of it.
27 of the 30 clauses.
About 26 of the 30 clauses.
26 of the 30 clauses.
But majorly, you see, 1, 2, 3, those were, and clause 1, because it suffered what you can call drafting overreach.
No. You gave us a better term already. Let's stick with the one you gave us. Regulatory contamination.
No, that doesn't apply because that might affect even us.
We may get sick.
Yes.
So this is very interesting. So you have this committee. Yes. You get 250 memorandums from the public.
Yes.
In the space of a couple of days.
Yes.
So the bill goes out in public.
And they would submit from morning to night.
From morning to night.
Let me tell you, we did not only get the elite clubs. We also got delegations, amazingly and interestingly. Delegations traveled from Lango, Teso, Buganda region, Masaka, Sembabure, then from Mbale. I remember giving elderly women, ladies, a chance late in the evening to even speak, to address Parliament in a language they were comfortable with, which is Luganda. That explains that we consulted from diverse number of people. But my friend, that also shows you that in doing all that, the people of Uganda exercised their sovereignty.
I agree with you.
Okay, so then...
So the people of Uganda exercise their sovereignty. You have 250 views from all over the country.
Yes.
Many
and abroad.
And some of the views not even in English.
But what did we do to Ugandans in the diaspora?
Yes.
We interacted with AI. And we connected them.
I think even the draftsman may have used AI. But
in this case, we are looking at artificial intelligence. Because if you mention that in areas of Kabanyoro, and
Maybe
faculty
artificial insemination. Okay.
if you interact with veterinary doctors. But in this case, for purposes of this discussion, AI shall mean artificial intelligence. So we connected the Ugandan global diaspora on Zoom and gave them, I think, up to 1 hour, 20 minutes. And 3 people made their presentations. They gave us their and we were happy. I was particularly happy, and my colleague, Honorable Baka Mugabe, were happy that we gave opportunity to Ugandans in the diaspora to voice out their concerns on the bill. I can assure them that all those concerns were catered for. Guys in the diaspora, fellow Ugandans in the diaspora, you are no longer foreigners.
That's good, because Brenda has sent a question.
Yes.
And she's saying that is she a foreigner, and am I her agent as well as Kenneth Mujira? Now, just for purposes of clarity,
not anymore.
I think she was for Ken Mujira maybe. Ken Mujira, for those who don't know, is the vice chairman of the Lawyers League.
Okay.
And so I don't know if she was including him because of that boyfriend example, but then
the remittances.
I read this guy, but I think she was talking about the Lawyers League as a donor.
Okay.
But so they are no longer foreigners.
Not at all. Not anymore.
They never were foreigners.
They never were, because this was just a proposal, and it's not law anymore. So
you have all these 30 clauses, and from your 30 clauses,
yes,
you have 26 concerns,
yes,
in 250 memorandum.
Yes.
And anyone is in support of the bill?
Absolutely. Let me tell you, especially those from government, they were cautious. They would say, this bill is not good. It should not be passed in its current form. Would wish to propose the amendment. But even those, I can tell you, people like Center for Constitutional Governance, they came with one of the most reputable lawyers in this country, Philip Karugaba, made a tremendous...
He was also here.
He was also here. He's a member of parliament here.
Yes. In fact, he may still be here.
He may still be listening.
Yes.
If he's listening, I can say, you convinced us. And we could really see sense in that. And I wish we can subject all our laws in the future. Maybe one of the questions as we conclude this will be, what lessons do we pick?
And we'll come to that, because you've scared us. You may not have known, but at the beginning you frightened us. When you told us that tax bills are taking 3 days. The guys are killing us with tax, and they are passing the thing through.
You mean that's why?
They are passing the thing through very quickly. The committee that does taxes.
The tax bills are always 3 clauses. 1, 2, 3.
They just go up.
They always, you can't pass a budget unless it is supported by tax bills. But they always have majority clause 3, 4, 5. So
but we need that level of interaction.
I hear you. So maybe one thing we need to learn from this is that the future process of an legislation should, in fact, I think we have opened the floodgates. There is going to be this demand that the way we participated, the way the sovereignty protection of sovereignty bill should be the case. But no matter what do members of parliament, we do research. In fact, we've been confining ourselves more to benchmarking. We travel to countries where similar laws have been enacted. What was the mischief? How citizens interact with this law? What's the experience of parliament and government? We've been doing that. But in this case, we did not travel. We restricted our quote-in-quote benchmarking with the population, with the people of Uganda.
And you found this,
to exercise their sovereignty.
And you found the framers, I see one of them on,
yes.
Honorable Karuhanga, you found the framers were correct when they said So power belongs to the people because
Absolutely.
the wisdom is the wisdom of the people.
Absolutely.
Oh, very good.
Yes, absolutely. And so I was still going. So clause 11 to 13 talks about electoral interference, government interference, economic sabotage, which it criminalizes interference in elections, government operations, and the economy. And then stakeholders were telling us terms were vague, like interference, economic sabotage. They talked of excessive penalties of 20 years and
maybe I also need to come
yes.
to ask about that. And I think we'll be handing over shortly to Alfred. But things like economic sabotage.
Yes.
What's that?
Economic sabotage. What do you think it is?
You see, if I have a thing that I'm selling, for example, there are people who sell. I'm seeing here on the group, there's a gentleman who is a board member of a brewery. He sells alcohol.
Yes.
As a result of that, there are some people who overconsume his product that they are not being economically useful. So is the sale of alcohol economic sabotage?
No. You remind me of the statement from the amiable Minister of Internal Affairs, the General Kaindo Tafire, when he was confronted with I think it's okay to deviate a bit.
Yes.
When he was confronted with the question that alcohol kills people, he said no. Alcohol does not kill people. Bad alcohol kills people.
Yes. Yes.
So I think sale of alcohol is not economic sabotage. What we can hazard to mention what economic sabotage is in this case.
Yes.
If you are using, and let me not name a newspaper, for example, but you might do.
Now those ones which used to have vegetable names, onions, peppers,
something like that. Cabbage,
cabbages,
like that.
So the cabbage,
and write and publish an article to the effect that it changes the minds of readers. It paints the country completely negative. I don't know how I can explain it, but economic sabotage, well, it is defined in the
law.
bill.
Okay.
But you also should see what you think it is. But actually, that was the concern of the people, that we needed to define clearly what interference is and what economic sabotage is. That we needed to deal with excessive penalties that were proposed in the bill of 200,000 currency points. And in this discussion, a currency point means 20,000. So if I say 200,000, then times 20,000.
That's 4 billion.
Yeah, 20 years imprisonment, and government was saying that is for deterrence purposes. So clause 14 to 20 dealt with registration of agents of foreigners. It establishes a registration regime and ministerial control, those powers that we talked about. And here, stakeholders pointed out heavy bureaucracy, excessive ministerial discretion, and risk of abuse. Clause 21 talks about declaration of funding, which requires disclosure and funding. And stakeholders found that generally acceptable, but overlaps with existing laws. Because they do it with Financial Intelligence Authority, Bank of Uganda, and all banking system. Clause 22 deals with restrictions on funding. It requires ministerial approval for funding above a threshold. In this case,
so basically, we are proposing
that
if you bring in a lot of money,
you
need to go to the Minister of Internal Affairs
and
to allow you
to bring
to take it out.
Yes, and that's where the Bank of Uganda governor was saying that first we operate a
deficit.
Not only that, but our policy that has helped the economy to thrive is free trade. Is that you can even repatriate your profit
free of charge.
You are free to bring in money. So is that if we become overly restrictive, then we are stifling the economy. Then we might not achieve the tenfold growth strategy.
I saw even the president was concerned.
Absolutely.
I read the president on social media asking, which bill is this?
Yeah, oh yes. And clause 23 talks about the disruptive activities, funding. It criminalizes funding of disruptive activities, and people are asking, what do you mean by disruptive activities? Too broadly defined. Clause 24-26 talks about government funding and reporting. It regulates foreign funding to institutions and puts reporting obligations. And people here were concerned that about duplication with the existing regulatory frameworks. Clause 29-30, general provisions, minister's powers and his powers to make statutory instrument like on registration for regulations. We found that there was over concentration of power, weak checks and balances. Okay, so once we had received all these, we had now sit down as a committee, go for a retreat, interact.
Before you go to the sitting down,
Yes,
I haven't yet had the clauses that people are not concerned about.
they're there.
They're there.
Yeah, they're there.
You've jumped them also.
They're there.
Okay.
They're there. I can tell you I think about two that we didn't even amend.
Okay.
Because they never.
So every clause was amended.
No, but you see, once you
Except
amend,
about
no,
a
I can
few.
tell you, we amended from 1 to I think about 14. The rest were consequential amendments.
Infections.
Yeah, consequential amendments. Is
So,
that
for
if
example,
change,
where you
for
remove
example-
any person,
yeah, then
you remove it throughout the bill.
you throughout the bill.
Okay.
So it's not that we amended all the 30 clauses. We amended about 11, and the rest of the amendments were consequential amendments
As a result.
as a result of, yeah. So then we went for a retreat.
Mm.
The retreat is meant to bring all honorable members together, to reason together, to read together, to go clause by clause, come up with amendments, putting into considerations, persuasions, or inspiration of the stakeholders,
Yes.
and come up with the law. But before we went for a retreat, after we had interacted with stakeholders, we called the Attorney General
And the minister.
and the Minister.
Mm.
We put all these concerns to them, and they agreed with us that indeed these needed a legal surgical knife, and they proposed amendments. So we had to go for a retreat. And
So by the
consider
time you came for your retreat,
yes,
they had already themselves, the government, the executive had already proposed its own amendments.
absolutely.
Okay?
Yes, then we went for a retreat. I can also say here, without fear of any contradiction, that we even communicated with the not ambassador, but with the Governor Bank of Uganda, and we gave him the amendments now proposed by the
government.
And he was comfortable, and he wrote back to us, and he also proposed his amendments. And we carried those amendments. And that's why we think the banking sector needs to rest assured.
Okay.
Yes. So we went for the retreat. And from the retreat, we came up with a report containing amendments. And the report signed by more than 2/3 majority. And reports that also attracted 5 minority reports.
So you produced 6 reports. Your report
you
plus
could say
5 minority reports.
but each signed by one person. So even the minorities did not agree. Yeah, but these are
That's proper debate now.
yeah,
That's
proper
parliament.
debate. So proper debate now in the committee is that we interrogate each and
clause.
every clause. Certainly, we did not agree on each and everything. Hence, the minority reports.
As you expect.
I can tell you, we had to come to a point of voting. And they challenge, you challenge voting. And what happens when you challenge voting? We go for division lobby.
This is in the committee?
Yes. I can tell you we went to that extent.
So for those who don't know, you vote by shouting.
Yes.
Aye, nay.
The chairperson proposes a question.
You say, I put the question.
Voice voting.
Yes, voice voting. You say, I put the question, all in favor say aye, to the contrary, nay.
Yes.
And then the other guy says aye.
Ayes have
Then
it.
according to the hearing of the chairperson, he
Yes.
says, for me what I've heard is that the ayes have it.
Yes.
And then someone says, but you're not, there's a problem with
Then
your ears.
the nays, they stand up.
They
If they
stand-
constitute a required majority, not a required minority, then you go for a division lobby. Now, a division lobby is to now physically
You
count.
line up.
Yes, 2 lines. You now physically count or write down names and count.
Okay.
When we did that in Munyonyo, we found that indeed the majority carried the day. So, what you saw yesterday, so we brought the report. After signing, the report is given to the speaker. And the speaker sanctions that the report be uploaded on the parliamentary system. Let me address now what people asked me yesterday, the report had leaked. What do we mean by report leaking? Our rules of procedure are to the effect that a report remains a property of Parliament until it is debated. Okay?
Okay.
But our committee sittings are not closed. They are open, isn't it?
Yes.
We operate an open system.
Yes.
So this particular report, we handed it over to the speaker, and the speaker sanctioned that it be uploaded on the parliamentary system. When it is uploaded on the parliamentary system, each member of parliament receives it on his or her iPad. Okay?
Okay.
For reading, for familiarization, to enable you debate from a point of information. I think that's when it went to the social media. That is not leaking.
Yes, our bills can't leak.
Yeah.
They are public property.
Yeah. What members needed to know, like Parliament also carries out, brings reports for debate that are a result of investigation. The particular report they've talked about, for example, my colleagues were raising, is when Parliament, a committee of Parliament investigated the Uganda Airlines. So that was a report as a result of parliamentary investigation. That leaked.
Okay.
That's different from a report on the bill. Okay.
Okay, so now, I want to hand over to Alfred shortly. But before I do, you take your report there.
Yes, but now...
with proposed amendments.
Yes.
I'm seeing a lot of questions on definition still.
Let me now
And
briefly...
I've seen a person here
Yes.
who has sent me a message saying, I am an agent of a foreigner.
Okay.
What do I have to do? Now, how are they seeing that? Because they represent a foreign brand. They are businessmen and they have a foreign brand. So maybe now you can start addressing the amendments. Who does this?
Absolutely.
Because you told us, number one, at the beginning, the definitions were too broad. That is number one.
So what did we do?
Number two,
What law do we
the
have now?
scope
Yes.
was too wide.
Yes.
And number three, the power of the minister. It was almost like that song.
Yes.
Of, you know that song we used to sing about the boss, that God is so big, so strong and so mighty. The bill was so big,
The
so
minister was-
strong,
yes.
and the minister had become so mighty.
He could even declare a foreigner.
Yes.
Well, so now what do we have? I'm going to give an explanation in 2 parts, and it's going to clearly explain the law that we passed yesterday.
Okay.
Okay?
And I just want to inform you, we have another person who hosts the conversation, so he's on. Mr. Yasin Sentumbe Munagomba. He will also have a few questions, I think. So we'll have Alfred, then Joy, then Yasin.
Munagomba means he comes from Gomba.
He comes from Gomba.
Okay. Okay, so what was contained in the bill as presented by the mover, or what were the issues of concern by stakeholders, will form part one of my explanation. Then the second will be the resolution of the issues or concerns of stakeholders. So under part one, the interpretation clause, definitions were too broad, like I said earlier, and vague. E.g., a foreigner was defined to include non-resident Ugandans or Ugandans in the diaspora. A foreign agent was defined to include any person, natural or legal, who receives any funding or money or anything of value from a foreigner, whether it is a family remittance, business money, investment, humanitarian assistance, research, grants, contract payment, salary, etc., etc. Clause 2 provided for the scope, as I said, application have already done that. So the two clauses read together had the net effect of paralyzing ordinary transactions, thereby decimating the economy, as explained by the Governor Bank of Uganda. The other concerns were the excess powers given to the minister. Together had the net effect of paralyzing ordinary transactions.
Welcome to the Judicial Service Conversations. We are here with the Honorable Wilson Kajwenje, the chairperson of the Committee on Defense and Internal Affairs, and the joint chair of the joint chair of the Legal Committee. The joint chair of the committee that actually did the sovereignty bill. The sovereignty bill, and we're having a conversation about the law, what was proposed. We have now heard that we had 250 views. We had so many proposed amendments, and we had concerns about a number of clauses. Yeah, over to you, Honorable.
Go ahead.
And we are here on the Judicial Service Conversations. Yeah, so please, if you have questions, keep typing them. I see we have so many questions we have to go through. We have less than an hour to go. So, Honorable, over to you. What happened with the bill? The bill now, you are telling us about the amendments. People are concerned, actually. They're still concerned. They're saying this bill is, this law, people are concerned.
Okay, so what did we resolve? I've already explained to you what the problem was.
Yes.
What was our resolution? So under clause 1,
the draftsman had, you said what? What did he have? What did you call it? The draftsman's what?
The
overreach.
Okay, so under clause 1, the definitions were trimmed to achieve the objective of the bill without meandering. A foreigner was defined to exclude non-resident Ugandans.
Mm-hmm.
This was a major issue of concern for the diaspora. So a foreign agent was defined to include only those agents of a foreigner who engage in activities under clause 2.2.
So a foreigner is just a foreigner in our understanding.
Absolutely.
Of English.
The ordinary sense of the word. Yes.
Then a foreign agent,
yes,
is a person who engages in a certain prescribed activity.
Absolutely. Which
and
we also defined.
Well, the activity is defined as
2.2. I can read them
yes,
so that you understand, especially if you are planning to cross the Rubicon.
Yes.
Or the red line. We are not threatening here. No. Clause 2. So we deleted and so 2.2, for avoidance of doubt. This is very important for us to know. This act applies to an agent of a foreigner who engages in any of the foreign activities through any means, including the use of digital platforms, to A, engage in political activities in Uganda to further the interests of a foreigner. B, solicit, collect, disburse, or dispense contributions, loans, money, or any other things of value for the purpose of financing or sponsoring political activities to further the interest of a foreigner. C, represent the interest of a foreigner before any agency or official of government of Uganda for the purpose of engaging in political activities in Uganda. D, recruit, contract, engage, enter into a partnership or sponsor any person in Uganda to promote the interest of a foreigner for the purpose of engaging in political activities in Uganda. E, agree, consent, assume, or purport to act as, or who is or holds himself or herself out to promote the interest of a foreigner against the interests of Ugandans, without the approval of cabinet, influences the development of a policy of government, or implements a policy of government, and G, influence the public to oppose the policy of government.
So, let's now just understand.
Yes.
Before, it was so wide and so deep. Now you have removed the width
Yes.
in the definition.
Yes.
A foreigner is just a foreigner.
Like you know.
And a foreigner can have an agent in Uganda.
Absolutely.
But
It's allowed.
this act only applies to a foreigner whose agent is engaging in politics.
That is it.
And not just politics, but politics that are in the interests of the foreigner.
Not
Not in the
Uganda.
interest of the Ugandan.
Correct.
So, for example, if I am contesting to be a representative of the Judicial Service Commission of the Law Society, maybe that's not even politics. Maybe if
That's
I'm
not Uganda.
if I'm contesting if I'm contesting to be, that's clearly not Uganda, it's so injuncted. If I am contesting to stand to be a mayor, and I receive support from another organization that's abroad, however I am pursuing my own political agenda, it doesn't apply to me.
It does not. It's clear.
So it's possible that this law may not apply.
Are you interested in its application? Okay. Then, interestingly, the same clause, Part C, for avoidance of doubt, which is now, and notwithstanding the provisions of this section, this act shall not apply to monies or funding received from a foreigner by a supervised institution or a person or institution regulated by a regulatory body and an act of parliament for purposes of meeting its regulatory requirements or for purposes of undertaking its commercial, licensed, or permitted activity under an act of parliament. B, health or medical facility for purposes of performing an activity permitted under the laws of Uganda to be undertaken by a health or medical facility. C, an academic or research institution for purposes of funding research and innovation or any other educational activity permitted under the laws of Uganda to be undertaken by an academic or research institution. D, a person for commercial or domestic or family use. E, faith-based organizations for activities that are connected with the mission of the faith-based organizations. Nothing in this act shall be construed as prohibiting or requiring compliance with this act for lawful foreign direct investment, portfolio investment, diaspora remittances, export proceeds, trade finance, commercial loans, humanitarian assistance, technical assistance, grants, concessional financing, development assistance, or any other lawful foreign exchange inflow or outflow and related activities.
So, if I can give, so, if I can give a,
Yes.
if I can give a brief understanding of if it doesn't affect someone regulated by an act of parliament, so it means an NGO, for example.
I think a foreigner needs to open this.
Yeah. I think that's a bottle of water for those who don't know. It may require the strength of a foreigner, but if going by that, an NGO regulated under the NGO Act receiving money for its regulated function
Absolutely.
does not fit under this bill, under this act now.
Only if it brings itself under 2.2 now. Which way?
If it goes to, because an NGO is generally licensed.
Yes.
And under its license, it can only perform certain activities.
Absolutely.
Provided it is within the framework of those activities,
Nothing happens.
nothing happens.
Yes. But if it elects to
go into 2.2,
yes, then
it has to declare.
Yes, has to declare.
It has to say that on top of my regulated activities,
Yes.
I have also, I'm also stepping outside of what I'm regulated to do.
Yes. Then the law comes into force.
So in fact, what this law is now targeting is organizations. Let's give an example of the judicial service conversations. Organizations that are not actually registered anywhere, but are operating. Those sort of organizations would fall clearly under this.
No, even
those ones
that yes
have to be within 2.2.
Yes.
They have to go political.
Yes.
But for NGOs, if their objects allow them to go political, they remain under the NGO Bureau.
Yes.
Political parties under the NGO Bureau.
Political parties under the Political Parties
Organizations Act and Electoral Commission.
Yes.
Provided they are doing what they are licensed to do.
To do.
Okay.
Yes.
Can we now hand over to Alfred?
You mean Munagomba?
Oh, you want Munagomba?
No.
We can start with Munagomba since he's not in the room.
And
Munagomba is commenting heavily because he has concerns. And actually, Munagomba is a constitutional and human rights lawyer.
Okay.
On top of that, he's a very versatile.
Has he read the bill?
Thoroughly.
Has he also read the amendments?
Thoroughly.
Okay.
No, the amendments, you may not have read them because
Yes.
you finished them at 1 a.m. last night, and they are not available in the public domain. So people who want to know what's in the law are only here on the Judicial Service Conversations.
He's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer.
But you know a definition of a good lawyer.
Yes, he knows the law.
Yes.
He
And
knows where to find the law.
Yes.
He knows who writes the law. And he's a member of the Judicial Service Conversations.
I am very happy to interact with him.
And a very senior member, one of the chief organizers. Over to you, Yasin.
Thank you, Edison, and our dear guest.
You have to mute.
I hope I'm loud and clear. Am I?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Thank you. I have had the benefit of reading, but my major concern is about foreign interest. When can an act done be treated to be the people's interests here? Because I have realized with the term foreign interest, this is so broad that any act can be attributed to being a foreigner's interest. I want to use an example. For example, if for in Gomba, and I have friends who for support to enable me make post time, I have every right to stand as a candidate, participate. It is in my interest what will happen if it's not
Raymond,
my
increase yours.
request for funding? The other people
Increase your volume.
may become the LC5,
Which people?
but because
Increase volume.
some may desire to send me the support, how will you differentiate an interest originating from here to that is originating from a foreign country? I have friends in Morogoro, I have friends in Dar es Salaam, friends in Zanzibar. I may share with them my plan, and they may be willing to support. Otherwise, it means that Ugandans are going to cease to have interest. That any interest that is against government or the ruling government will be treated as foreign interest. And so government is going to reach a level of defining for us what fits in the interest of the state. So when I was looking at this, they have indeed limited everything. They are saying the churches are out. But you know very well that Gableta, the former presidential candidate, subscribes to Mbonye. Mbonye is a church leader. I think I forget the church he leads. What will happen if Gableta has friends who are in the church and they are in Boston, in the United States, and Gableta seeks that they fund his campaign, well knowing that he's on the opposition side? Will Gableta's money that supports his own interest, locally founded interest, be permitted into the country, or the government will attribute that money to being money of a foreign agent? So for me, my major worry is that Ugandans will seize contrary to government. As Ugandans, we have a right to fight the existing government. If it does dare to overthrow the constitution, we can fight. What if we are at the maximum and we say no, this government no longer lives by rule of law, we are tired, and someone just finds us on the way and supports us, we need to be attributed to being foreign interest. So for me, that is the major part. I have realized that this law or this bill will enable government to widen the scope of attributing every activity, even when it is locally founded, to being an act of a foreigner. So that's my major concern about the bill. And if you realize, you will find that whatever the government does not want they will attribute it to being a foreign interest. So that is my understanding of what Ubuntu now becomes to be. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Yasin. I think, Honorable, you can go straight away to answer Yasin.
Okay. Yasin, this is Munagomba.
Munagomba.
Oh, very interesting. Of course, he raises...
You have to unmute.
Okay. Just a moment.
If you're just joining us, welcome to the Judicial Service Conversations.
Thank you so much, Munagomba. I keenly listened. I may not certainly answer you satisfactorily because some questions were ifs.
You're hypothetical.
Hypothetical, and some of them are your own interpretations. And me, I'm only a legislator. Let me read to you the law as we enacted, as we passed it. But you know quite well, Munagomba, because I have been told you're a constitutional lawyer, that if the law is not interpreted in your favor and you think it has been, you know how to challenge it.
He has a right to challenge it.
You have a right to challenge it. But for avoidance of doubt,
Foreign interest.
If you engage in a political activity or activities to further the interests of a foreigner, then you are crossing the red line as far as this bill is concerned.
But you just have to declare.
That is it. I was coming to that. Having money from friends in Boston, the cabulator, as you pronounced him, is not committing any offense. What does he need to do? He needs to declare.
No, but even just go before that. We want to understand the law. And Yasin is talking about... So Yasin has a concern. Definition of a foreign interest. Yeah? Now, our question is, you said something which I just need to understand.
Just more than discussing the bill, but the lawmaking process. From the first bill, they proposed the surgical removals, the amendments, and whatever was considered. And there are a lot of questions from the public. I will just want to go straight to one more, since we are in the interest of time. We have a question from Amanya Aloyo, one of our ardent listeners. Is saying that with the bill now passed in its narrow form, how will the registration requirements for foreign agents practically protect national interests? How will the registration requirements for foreign agents practically protect national interests without creating unnecessary bureaucracy for legitimate trade and investment? Maybe we could just answer that. And
Okay. Registration process and bureaucracy thereon. I need to switch on. Thank you.
Yes, please.
It is on.
It's on.
Yes.
Okay. Now we go to
Registration requirements.
The original bill was giving excess powers to the minister. What we have done now is that we have put capping, time capping. Your application to register stays at the minister's office for only 14 days after being received. Within 14 days, the minister must respond to you, approval or disapproval, and reasons for why. If you are dissatisfied, we have also made a provision for appeal. And the minister is not the one who receives and determines by himself. There is a body we have created that receives the application, does the to look at the requirements, whether you have met all the requirements, and recommend to the minister to give the final verdict. So the minister cannot say no, or using whether he doesn't like you or he likes you for that case. That will have been a recommendation from that committee. If you are dissatisfied, you can appeal against the decision of the minister. So I think, yeah, to court.
And there are timelines.
Yeah, timelines to that also.
Timelines on the minister.
Yes.
There are timelines on the court.
And
And the
the
minister,
ca-
there's a process.
Yes, and the powers of the
It's
minister.
not arbitrary.
No.
Okay.
Question number 2.
Yeah, thank you. I hope mine has been answered. Then Mutakwira Godwin is asking, will ordinary citizens receiving remittance from family members abroad be required to register, and will this create more bureaucracy? No. Then just in addition to that, he says, how will the bill distinguish between legitimate foreign business partnerships, stroke funding, and actions that truly jeopardize or risk the national sovereignty?
Yeah, but I think we clearly mentioned that all those are exempt, so there is no more business transactions and remittances are not subject to
So
this.
just for the avoidance of doubt,
Yes,
as you used the phrase avoidance of doubt in the law,
yes,
for the avoidance of doubt,
yes,
to the chairman of the committee
mm,
on defense and internal affairs,
yes,
who presented the report
correct.
and heavily amended the bill,
Mm,
you are informing the public
yes,
that religion,
yes. Ready,
business,
faith-based organization. Yes,
remittances,
yes,
money sent from wherever
correct,
to individuals, whether from a foreigner or not.
correct.
So whether it's remittances,
Yes,
church donations,
yes,
trade,
yes,
franchises,
yes,
relations,
yes,
all of that is outside of the ambit of the
Of this law.
protection of the Sovereignty Act.
correct.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, last one from me before Joy comes in. Like, now that the law has been passed and there has been a lot of debate from the ongoings, what do you think Ugandans misunderstand most about the bill, and what should they pay close attention to?
Very, very important. I think what went out first was that bill that explained first, that had broad definitions, overreach, all that. That's what is in the minds of the people. So now the population needs to be sensitized on the new, on the new law, the amendments, what was passed yesterday vis-a-vis what was contained in the bill. When you listen to all the discourse, or either on radios or televisions or elsewhere, members are still talking much more about the old bill.
It provoked them.
It provoked them. And that actually shows you the first information is the most effective. So government now needs to go out to sensitize the population as to what is contained in the new law, what actually has Parliament passed, what vis-a-vis what was put before it as a proposal. In my view, I think that is what is needed now, because every other person, including the questions that have come, are all based on what was contained in the old law. So it behoves us, I think, in the government and the public discourse to guide the all the discourse, where media, both print, social and elsewhere, to sensitize the people on what, I think, clause by clause, what is contained, what we passed yesterday. Clause 1, that Ugandans in the diaspora are no longer foreigners, that Ugandans working abroad, known as Kadama, I hope the name is acceptable, they have absolutely nothing to do with this law. That normal business transactions are not included, not in the ambit of this law. That support that the churches, mosques, researchers, hotels, all others get from abroad has nothing to do with this law. That for you to come in contact with this law, you willingly bring yourself to the activities as contained in
And you
toto.
register.
And you must register.
And it's voluntary.
Absolutely.
And
We-
how then? What happens if you don't register?
Well, what happens if you don't register in other ordinary course of business?
It's an offense.
Thank you.
Now I had not introduced Alfred,
Mm.
as has become the culture here. Alfred, who you have seen, is the Secretary General,
Mm.
Deputy Secretary General
Mm.
of the East African Law Society,
Absolutely.
representing young lawyers.
Mm.
As a result of that, we were worried about him because he was about to make us all here agents of foreigners if the previous bill had passed, seeing that East African Law Society is no longer. But now it's exempt. He formed an organization called the Young Lawyers Dear Young Lawyers series. But there are two people in the organization. Maybe it has grown now, but there were two. One was the founder, and one was the chief executive. And the chief executive, or the founder, I don't know which one, is Joy, sitting over there,
Yes.
who is also a senior director of these conversations.
Yes.
Over to you, Joy.
Thank you very much for that introduction. To our audience, to our listeners, thank you very much for staying right here and for the engagement. Really appreciate you. We're having Honorable Wilson Kajrenje tonight, and we are talking about the sovereignty law now, even though we're still referring to it as the bill. And I'll be coming in to take us into the audience, the reactions, and what it is they are saying. So I'll start with the comments. Most of the questions have been asked, so we have mostly comments. So there's Seguia Enoch who's saying, today I have no questions to ask about the sovereignty bill, but I just want to say thank you to Ellison and the team for hosting this important space. However, things are just falling apart in this country. I don't know what this particularly means, but that's what he says. And then there's Brenda. She came in. She's one who asked. She was worried about a foreigner and the agency, and that was responded to. Yes, and Ruggiero. And once you answered that, she says wonderful, because honestly, all this was insanity at its best. Though I know people like Sam Nyindombi were excited not to send dollars for a bit. So legally,
in other words, there are some people who are in the diaspora who are saying, I can no longer make a contribution to your wedding because you'll become an agent of a foreigner.
Yes. So she's taking a swing at them and saying, legally, if a former Ugandan who now has another country's citizenship, e.g. USA, and no dual citizenship, is this person now a foreigner per that clause?
Yes.
But
No. If you gave up a Ugandan citizenship and picked another citizenship, you're a foreigner.
No. But he says duo.
No, they gave up. They
Okay.
were formerly a duo,
Uh-huh.
if I've
Oh,
understood
okay.
you, and then they surrendered their Ugandan citizenship.
He then is a foreigner.
They're a foreigner.
okay. Yeah, so they've answered you. That would be a foreigner straight up. And then Honorable Mohesi Donald saying, have to explain on these adjustments and modifications made in the law to my youth in Chiriandongo, because it's actually interesting. So I think he's saying he got some knowledge that he's going to pass on to his young people in Kiriandongo or Chiriandongo. I think it depends on the nursery school that we went to. Jessie is saying she's tuned in from Entebbe. And she's had a good time. She was waiting for this interesting conversation. And Brenda as well came in and said, thanks for hosting my area MP. Well done, Edison. So some of your members are appreciating. They're listening in. She's part of them. Katsuembo saying, the topic just made me to follow you. Thank you for this. Then Honorable Engineer Asimwe Jonard is saying, wonderful discussion.
Vice chairman of the NRM.
Oh, that's it, yes.
Okay.
For Western region.
Good to have you here. Thank you, Honorable. He said, wonderful discussion and good evening. And then Godwin said, the necessary bureaucracy or risk for families, continuation of the above. Okay. So there's really quite a lot of back and forth and the people listening in. But there's a question that came in earlier from Ambrose. He was asking, how far does protection of the sovereignty bill, which is now law, stretch its arm in regards to, one, legitimate protection, that is banning covert foreign espionage, and then two, prior approval and registration for funding stroke activities, turning into bureaucratic hurdles. Over to you. I will come in with another one. You may respond to that.
Question?
How far does it go?
How far does protection of the sovereignty bill law stretch its arm in regards to, one, legitimate protection, that is banning covert foreign espionage, and then two, prior approval and registration for funding activities. He said turn into bureaucratic hurdles. I didn't quite get the last bit, but maybe if we answer the first bit, it may be able to touch the second. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Joy, and I thank all the people who are with us, and especially those who clearly mentioned that they are satisfied with this conversation. I am elated. Ambrose, how far does this law extend its reach as to protecting legitimate interests of Uganda against espionage? First, let me say this law does not overthrow other pieces of legislation. It only complements. Espionage is a serious offense, and it is under our penal code. So if you are planning to do it, please don't. This law, particularly, although espionage and influence, especially changing our sovereignty, as almost related, because they are both concerned with either threat against the government or changing a government that people entrusted with authority. But espionage is managed differently. This law particularly deals with the finances coming from outside for purposes of negative influence, overthrowing government or something like that, involving yourself in the activities prescribed in 2.2
of the law.
2.2 of the law. Yes.
Thank you for that. Just take another minute before we invite Dr. Eli Karhanga. There's a comment that came in from Louis. He said one of the unintended consequences of this bill is that it has clandestinely, thank you very much, given relevance to purely decentralized blockchain based DLT financial instruments like crypto, where chain hopping and mixers to discreetly bring in money here, especially for insecure individuals. That was just a comment that came in from Louis. That's a very good observation. And then the question, the last one, which we'll be taking for out of time, there's one that came in from Bukoma Simbi's finest. He says, honorable or panelists, the bill has now been narrowed after input from the World Bank and civil society. How will the registration process for agents or foreigners practically distinguish between legitimate foreign funded activities like diaspora remittances, business partnerships or development projects and actions that genuinely undermine national sovereignty? And he goes on to say, what safeguards are in place to avoid creating excessive bureaucracy or being weaponized against critics, dual citizens or ordinary families receiving support from abroad? Did you get it, sir?
Yes, I did. Okay. First, families receiving remittances from relatives abroad. Oh, sorry. This gentleman keeps... First, remittances from relatives abroad, relatives, acquaintances, friends, and in-laws are outside the ambit of this law, so rest assured. 2, what was the... I thought I would clarify that. So that there you have nothing to do with Protection of Sovereignty Bill 2026.
How will the registration process...
Okay, the bureaucracy. We have trimmed the powers of the minister.
You've muted.
Oh, it automatically does that. Registration should be easy because we have trimmed the powers of the minister. We have put time. When you register, when you are requesting for any approval on, it has to be within timelines. Beyond that, you appeal. So there won't be any abuse to that effect. And so that's a huge departure from the original proposal from cabinet. Yes. I have already said before that 2 weeks or 14 days from the time it is received, you should have approval or none thereof and reasons given. And if you're not satisfied, there's also another provision for appeal. Yeah.
There is a question.
Yes.
Maybe mute. There's a question from someone called Police Truck Number 17.
Truck?
Police Truck Number 17. And he's saying, I'm fearing to ask the question. He says, I'm very, very scared of asking the question, but can someone tell me what the question was that I'm scared of asking? I think I've seen it. He's asking, he's saying, are you scared to ask? So I want to assure you that I am not really scared to ask your question. And the question is, who does Parliament serve? To whom does the institution pay allegiance? I think that's the question. I don't know if he has another question. But basically, he doesn't seem to be very happy with your law. And he's wondering, really, in passing this law, who are you serving? I think Police Truck Number 17, 999. Please do not call the police on me. We have not feared to ask your question. Honorable.
Okay. Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, in this case, the 11th Parliament, serves the people of the Republic of Uganda. Those members of Parliament, my colleagues, I, for example, serve the people of Nyabushozi, who elected me. All other colleagues, 529, all serve the people they represent. All interests, like special interest groups. So those are the people they serve. You, however, Truck Number 17, you might feel dissatisfied with this law that we have just enacted. It's your right. But there are others who are happy.
Okay.
Has been answered. We have other questions from the audience, but we shall give one of your voters and one of the people who are very instrumental in framing the Constitution is part of our Parliament of the
What an honor and privilege.
Yes, Dr. Harry Karuhanga is on call.
Most welcome.
And you would like to give him a chance to make his comment.
Okay.
Or ask his question. Dr. Eli, are you able to speak? You can.
Yes, loud and clear.
Happy tonight and a few days ago. One is the presenter, the Honorable Wilson Kajwenge, as they call him in Parliament. His real name is Kajwenge. He has handled this bill with the maturity and wisdom and seriousness with his colleague, the chairman, that we have been looking forward to seeing in subsequent parliaments since I left Parliament. So I'm very, very proud of him. And I can't say more because of the time. Number two, I'm also very happy that something has happened and I have seen it in my lifetime. I am proud to inform you, listeners, that I spearheaded the creation of committees in Parliament. I went to United States on a Fulbright scholarship study Congress and Senate, and traveled around United States studying their local government in their states and their legislature, and I fell in love with committees. When I came to Uganda in Parliament, I tried to convince Parliament to introduce committees because we used to meet only in plenary. But it was resisted at that time by Cabinet because they feared that the committees would be too strong, and so they could only allow one committee. And after some time, they allowed a second committee. And then we went in the Constituent Assembly. This is why you find that we have committees now, Parliament, in the Constitution. There is no constitution anywhere in the world with committees of Parliament in the Constitution. I was so scared about how we are going to legislate without committees. So I spearheaded the creation of committees into our Constitution. And now they are there. They cannot be removed. Now, this particular committee has done something extra, which I also spearheaded, and I'm proud to inform you that how will Ugandans participate in legislation? And we said that they can do so in the third stage. First reading of the bill, then second reading, and the matter be sent to the committee, and the public interest groups should come to committees in their thousands, petition, scream, amend, reject, push, persuade the legislators who are their representatives, and make sure that no bad law can come through our sieve and appear in the books of our laws without public participation. This committee has been making, this law has made me so happy because it touched on the nerves of many Ugandans, and Ugandans came, represented themselves, and have to be honest with you, they have overhauled the law. And the law we have now is workable. The other one was unimplementable. It was confusing. It was interfering with the other existing laws. It was never going to be, nobody was going to go to any Minister of Internal Affairs, my brother Kayinda Tafiri, and say, I am having some money, please know about it. That was just not going to happen. So I am so proud that finally some of our work we are still living and we can see it in practice. My challenge with Ugandans has been, where have they been? All these bad laws which have been going through. Why have Ugandans, the civil society, the judicial service,
Conversations.
this parliament of lawyers, where have you been? Why have you not been participating in committees of parliament where we can amend our laws and take back sovereignty law and present a totally different law which the government had come up with? Please, let's learn from this, and from now on, take charge of the affairs of our country. Like nobody else can rule Uganda, Ugandans must rule their country. And don't rely on parliament and committees and what. Just rely on yourself, go and fight for what you want to fight. If you are in the opposition and you don't like this law, go to the committee and state, and the public will support you. That's how governments change, because if they continue to put bad laws in place, they will be thrown out. So what I want you to know is that this sovereignty law appears in every country. United States has a worse one. Britain has a bad one. France even worse, because for them, they even protect the language. If you come to France and try to promote another language, they just hit you. They come through immigration, they come through espionage, they come through intelligence. And also no, Africa has just got its independence in name, but not economic independence. We are neo-colonialist states. If you have got something beautiful like oil and you are Iran in Africa or anywhere, they are coming to come for your oil. If you are Venezuela, they are going to come for your oil. If you are Cuba, they are going to blockade you. People, foreigners, are sponsoring all sorts of internal wars in Africa. Look at what's happening in Bamako, in Mali. Right now, Mali is under attack by Al Qaeda, religious fundamentalists. How are we going to maintain a country with the resources like we have? And as you know, most countries are attacked by their neighbors. Look at Ethiopia. It has a very strong sovereignty law. Do you think Egypt can allow would have allowed Ethiopia to put up that electricity giant dam? Every country has interests, must protect. You go and develop your oil in Lake Albert. Before you know what, either some neighbors or some foreigners will come to blow it. Look at what happened to Algeria. Algeria had fantastic refineries. How many times have the refineries in Algeria been attacked?
You've lost. But for YouTube.
The homosexual was going to destroy our politics in Uganda. Because people's interests human beings have gone mad. The way I've been talking about these wars in Middle East and Iran and America and Israel. Seems human beings have lost the plot. It's now the strongest is the one who is going to live here. So we have to divide. There's an interest in the opposition parties. They want to be assisted to grow their parties from foreigners. Even the government needs some help from foreigners. The problem we are facing now is we got so scared and we came up with bad laws, which we're not giving anybody, even in the government and in opposition, any breathing space. Why? Because we didn't have a legislation capable of writing a proper sovereignty law that can keep and protect our interests. So this debate today, me listening to it as an elder, I am so happy with what has happened in Parliament. The Honorable Kajwenji has to us how carefully protected us and we have a sovereignty. I'm very happy for you. First of all, you're turning up.
Are we off?
All of us. Huh?
But for me, I'm on. Thumbs up. We're still on YouTube. However, we've lost our audience, and it was only 2 minutes to 9 o'clock. Put your thumbs up. Who are listening to us on YouTube, our space came to an abrupt end on X, and we are trying to work out what happened.
Some foreign.
But as you know, when when the mighty Elon Musk hosted Donald Trump,
Yes.
it also crashed. So I
And
think
the broom was put on Russia.
Russia was supporting them. But it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Yeah, just sign out. Yeah, sure.
So it's just for singing. No, have you put up? I can't join. Put one. Sorry if you're on YouTube. We have had a technical glitch, but we are all here on Alfred's phone, and unfortunately, we are winding up. And the many people who joined us will miss your concluding remarks. And also,
We'll miss.
yes, because only a few are on now. Including you yourself, you are not on.
I am not.
Yes. So if you could just end with a song. What books are you reading, and what
Okay.
song would you recommend to our people?
The book I'm reading,
Maybe you can respond first of all. No, the book you're reading?
the book I'm reading is actually in line with what has just happened.
Yes.
I recommend the book titled The Coming Wave
The Coming Wave
by Mustafa Suleiman.
by Mustafa Suleiman.
Yes, an amazing book. Amazing book because it talks about AI, and we have already defined AI in this to mean artificial intelligence, power, and our future.
Yes.
Yes.
The book again, sorry?
The book is called it's titled The Coming Wave.
The Coming Wave.
AI, Power, and Our Future by Mustafa Suleiman.
By Mustafa Suleiman.
Yes. I recommend it to you.
And as a final,
Yes. First, I must be grateful to this. I want to thank Eli, my mentor, my elder, my anchor, for a stamp of approval on my humble legislative prowess. I am elated. I only look forward to being better than what I were yesterday. I want to thank you, Ellison, and the team for bringing me this far. I had no idea you were this big. I'm now going to look forward to coming back. My only challenge is who to give a fee note, because these are 2 working hours.
we have a certain foreigner.
Okay. But this is commendable. Guys, I think you are disrupting a great status quo. So go on. Don't be stopped. Go on. The listeners, the viewers, those who I welcome you. And thank you so much for listening to me. I look forward to this. As I conclude, the way we have done this bill, we have created a precedent. It's certainly going to come back to us. Any future bills, stakeholders will demand to participate. We opened up, a precedent has been set. I look forward that we maintain it. For God and my country. Thank you so much.
Now, the other question which we would like to ask you simply is, first of all, I want to thank you. We want to thank you so much for coming on. We want to thank you so much for the time you've spent here and for the discussion you've given us on the sovereignty bill. It is always an honor when the people elected by the people of this country to make law that governs this country take time off their busy schedules to come in the middle of the night and to engage members of the public.
Thank you.
It is always an honor when that engagement is deep, respectful, accepting of criticism, open to ideas, new in thought, and we are grateful for your time, your patience, and your indefatigability.
Or
Now, as is the culture on the judicial service conversations,
Yes.
we have a culture here. We used to have a song.
mm,
We always ended with this song.
mm,
And this song was always about me.
mm.
And it was an Afrigo song.
Olimujawa.
Oh, Limujawa. As you can see, the honorable member is a member,
Yes.
a secret member of the
Yes.
People's Parliament here
Yes.
at the Judicial Service Conversations.
Yes.
However,
Mm.
now that we have the honorable member of Parliament
Yes.
for Nyabshozi County,
Yes.
Chiruhura District,
Yes.
the only MP
Yes.
who is voted for by me
Absolutely.
and President Museveni.
Yes.
Eh?
Citizen number one.
Yes.
What an honor and privilege.
for
That
me,
citizen number
that-
one
that-
lines up,
that
votes for himself, and votes for.
yes, and it's also an privilege that I also line up and vote for you.
Mm.
So, in line with that honor and privilege, we have allowed you
Mm.
to take the honor of the song. So, what
Oh.
song would you recommend?
The song I recommend is none other than Tukabone Manzi Kajwenje. This was my campaign song. It created unprecedented wave of the young people are calling it vibe. Amazing. And wherever we'd pray it, if you meet young people 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, everywhere they are dancing Hurendijito.
Our classmate Nicholas Opio
Yes.
needs you to translate what that means.
Without him going to the basement.
No.
Nicholas, now Hurendijito, I think we'll have to first of all have a cup of coffee with Nicholas. Then, because this is a song, it's a composition. It's about a person that the people of Nyabushozi had. It's welcoming me back into the race. It's explaining my achievements. You only need to. But there is Nicholas Opio. I always dance to a song in Luo, which I was later told it's actually a gospel song.
Yoleng.
Eh?
Yoleng.
Is what?
Yoleng.
Yoleng. So now you are going to take this as Yoleng. I'm not going to. A good song, you don't need to know the meaning. Just follow the beat, the vibe, and dance. Are you joining us for a dance? Please play the song.
And our DJ, our resident DJ,
Yes.
Alfred Miaka,
Yes.
is supposed to find this song.
Yes.
And I'm
Find
sure
the song.
The
Yes.
song is called.
Huh?
The song is called.
It's Tukabone Manzi Kajwenje.
Kabone Manzi Kajwenje.
Yes. So now play the
Over
song.
to you, our resident DJ,
And
Mr. Miaka.
isn't it your culture that when a good song is played, we all dance to the tunes?
Absolutely.
I shall lead the troop.
Over to you, Alfred. Maybe before he does that.
Yes.
No. I think you're giving us the book. Over to you, Alfred.
Ho ho. Urendi jito churuhura.